Hey guys, it's Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I am back on my free-to-play. If you haven't been catching my live streams, we are going for the Gnut fusion on the free-to-play. I mean, this is going to be one of the mission impossibles for me. I am not currently doing clan boss at all on this account. We've kind of ruined our nightmare sort of camp clan boss at the moment, so what we're trying to do is the impossible. We're trying to do a fusion with the limited amounts of shards. So let me just give you a bit of a introduction to, you know, what happened with the free-to-play, where are we at with it, what is the goal at the moment. I've been playing the free-to-play on and off. We took a little bit of a break when it got a little bit too much with 2 accounts. I came back for a bit, took another kind of couple of weeks break, and when the Gnut fusion announced, I was like, right, this is the first fusion since the free-to-play series launched at the start of the year, apart from Razzlevark maybe, where it's like, right, this champion is so good it would be account changing. So I figured I'd give it a go, see if I could do it. I was already working towards getting my first Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team now that I've got a 3-turn ally protector in Nazana, so that was obviously another focus as well. So that is what we are doing. Now obviously today is the big checkpoint. It is the day in which we're going to determine if we can do this on the free-to-play, because it is the Summon Rush Day. Now, anyone who's ever done fusions, if you're a new player who've never done a fusion before, the biggest break point for whether or not you can do a fusion is, can you do the Summon Rush and the Champion Chase? 9 times out of 10, you will earn enough energy, so long as you've got the right teams and you're farming stage 20 and everything. Like I'm farming stage 20 on Dragon. I can probably farm stage 16 at least on Fire Knight if I pushed it. I can probably farm up to like stage 20 probably on Ice Golem. As long as you can do stage 20 of everything, stage 20 Spider, easy, then you are okay, right? That is kind of like normally where you're at. The dungeon divers are quite long. I will say the artifact enhancements are scary at 4775. That's a lot of silver, right? You can see I'm only on 6 million silver. It's going to cost me about 15 minimum, 15 at a minimum to get to this rare. So these artifact enhancements have become one of the hardest parts. I feel like they're just a little bit too high. Not enough people are making enough noise about how much silver this costs. Is very difficult. You're talking, what's that, 4775? We are talking 340 divided by 4775. That is a lot of silver. That is a lot of silver. We are talking 14 rank 16s in one event, and we've got to do 3 of these. I think maybe that's a little bit too much, especially when you've only got 3 days to do it, right? It was fine when the Spider tournament was on, you were making silver whilst doing Spider. I actually have to go away from doing other events to farm the silver to do this artifact enhancement, so that's a little bit of a problem. But generally I feel like, you know, the champion trainings are pretty accessible. You can see I've almost finished it, this one here. I feel like the dungeon divers, even though they're higher points, they're longer, so you're able to, like, you know, cover 2 different tournaments sometimes. Technically the dragon is going to cover both. We started yesterday with the dragon. We can do a little bit on it tomorrow as well. So I feel like dungeon divers are okay. You need to get to 2150 here, and you have to get this void rare. You have to get it. It's the same with the champion chase. You can't skip the champion chase because the void rare is on both of them. So if I get lucky and one of the void shards gives me the void rare, then I don't need to do the champion chase. But at a minimum, I have to get to 2150, and the main linchpin here is sacred shards. Now I am in a position where I've got 2 sacred shards, 4 void shards, 7 ancient shards, and 500 mysteries. And if I can do it, we could also go into the nightmare campaign to try and get this sacred shard, but that's quite difficult because stage 9 is absolute horrific. It's like it's got double Valk, so my main damage dealer is Pythion, who does buffs pretty bad. That is the main linchpin. So I've been stressing over the last week or so to try and get this as quickly as done. I'm so close to getting the clan boss team together. We'll probably do a specific video on that, but we are going to be looking at some sort of quirky team with Asala the Mourner. We've put Rhonda up to 60 now, so we have a clan boss damage dealer. But to be honest, if I can get Gnut replaces Rhonda in pretty much every aspect of my game. But pretty much this account is run by 2 champions, Mr. Adaihi and Hoskerel. They run this account. Artak also for dungeons more than anything else, for like Spider and stuff like that. But pretty much Mr. Adaihi is my campaign farmer, he's my arena nuker, he's my wave clearer. Hoskerel is my crowd control champion that helps me climb through different Doom Tower bits. Like, these 2 champions have enabled my account on their own to climb all the way up to here. We've got to beat this today with a Kale. The strategy I've been using against Nether Spider, because I don't have Paragon, is to essentially put a high resist Kale. So you can't resist the initial poison, but you can resist the poison extension. So you put Kale in there in lifesteal, and hopefully with enough damage that he nukes the spiderlings every single time you kill it, nuke the spiderling every single time you kill it, right? We only need to do 1 more of here. But if we can get this done before reset, then obviously the I can probably get an extra void shard just before the end of Summon Rush. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to pull at least the 2 sacred shards and the 4 void shards. I'm trying to hold on to as much as I can. The 7 ancients on a Summon Rush is actually quite poor. It's only like 140 anyway, but the ancients would be more valuable for a champion chase. The ancient is an emergency one. Now, some people have noticed that there's a new currency up here, Prism Crystals. I'm going to be releasing a patch notes video that's going to explain what I think this new currency is going to be in terms of an event model, what you're going to use it for, how you're going to acquire it in more detail. I'm not going to cover it here. So we have got a ×10 on, which ironically is on ally protectors that I don't need anymore. So I'm not really like crazy, like I'm not really impressed with these options, but you know, maybe we'll get lucky. This account to date has never pulled a legendary champion. We had Artak for free, we had Rhonda for free, we also had Ultan of the Shell from the champion training tournament. We have never actually pulled a legendary champion, and we're on, you know, day 104. And I've pulled every shard I've ever earned. So, you know, it's pretty rough is the word here. So let's see what we're going to get. And then once we do this, we're going to head over and pull the sacreds on my main account as well. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an overview. We're nearly there with a clan boss team. We just got to get these last few little bit of masteries in for these new champions that we've got. We're going to be using a Nazana, Isala, Rhonda, Hoskarel, Deacon combo. That's going to be the clan boss team. We're getting pumped, and the idea is, can we get it? So I will be doing an update video probably, you know, midweek next week on where we are at with the fusion. So far, I have done all of the events. I'm very close to finishing the champion training, very close to finishing. I'm halfway through the dragon progression. We're pretty good there. Obviously, I'm waiting for the dungeon divers, right? Tip for you: don't do the tournaments outside of dungeon divers. You've got enough time to wait for dragon and then do it in dungeon divers and like double dip. And then obviously in the classic arena, I'm very close as well. We're very close to that there. Just give me gold. That's all I care about. Just please let me summon a legendary champion on this godforsaken horrific account, because last time I pulled 2 sacred shards, I got Hoskarel again and I got Armina again. Out of all of the possible epics in the game, I got 2 of the epics I already had. And I fed the Armina because it's barbarians. Why do you need an Armina when you've got war maidens? It's terrible. Okay. Everyone in comments now, pray for me. Can the free-to-play get a legendary champion? Let's start with the voids, because we're going to have to pull the voids, right? This is only 1,000 points. We need 2,000 points. Okay. Love a Krisk, right? Ooh, an epic void. Ooh, Sky Touched. Ooh, I don't know. Like, she's great for this block debuffs and revive on death, and she does heal a lot. I'm sure I could use her in places, but the problem is she ends up killing herself or causing her own problem. So, interesting. It's an epic though, right? We take it. What else are we going to get? Oh, every time we get a void, we're hoping for that tree shield, right? We're hoping we're going to get the tree shield knot from the rares. Come on. Tree shield knot. Oh, it's a ripper. Ah, come on. Play, please, please. Tree shield knot. Tree shield knot. Ah, it's a Harrier. Somewhere in the room, Hash is like crying. Ugh. Ugh. Now, one thing I should mention is I am trying to hopefully get hold of a Wanderer or a Preserver, because we got to look forward to the champion chase. I can pull all my shards now and probably do the summon rush, but then in the champion chase, where am I going to get those shards back? So the good thing, as pro tip, save all of your Ambassador Lethalins for the actual champion chase. It's the last event, so you'll get all of these different rares. You can make 750 points here, because the rare that you get from the champion chase is the void. So you can get 750 points of champion chase just from making these Ambassador Lethalins. So save them. Don't make them yet. Then you can get that tree shield knot. I'm also trying to get... I'll make this leech, because it's worth it for the Razin. I'll just make it. I can do it. I can farm the food up now. Probably it's not a problem. I can make it in the champion training tournament. Just double dip. So we can do that. And then obviously if I get one of these other preservers, that's another 250 points. So I'm sitting on 1,000 champion chase points before I've even pulled a shard. If you've got some of these voids, you can make a Broadmoor. That's 350 points. And if you want to go and farm another Relic Keeper, it's another 250 points. So if I have to go farm for another Relic Keeper, I will. But I don't really want to kind of be inefficient and try and get one of these Executioners or the Sorcerers from farming the War Maiden. It might take me just as long to get one of them. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Right, so the voids have got me in a position where we're now close, but really, as you can see, it's sacred shards. It's where it's all about. So now we got to pull the sacreds. Do we get legendary? The first Sacred Shard. It's an epic. Oh, it's Buckethead. Shield and Strengthen. Okay. Heal Reduction. Okay. What else do we do here? We got an Immune to Fear. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Any legendary. I'm cursed. Oh, a Canoness. Really? What do I do with a Canoness? This account is going to be the bane of me. It's going to be awful. Like, come on. Oh, it's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. That is, like awful. So, where do we get to? Those have got me to 1,510. I need basically 640. So, we've got 500 mystery shards. So, if we're going to go hard on the training, we might as well go hard on the champion training now for the rest of the day. Pull the mystery shards and try and get ourselves up to that last summon rush. So it looks like we can probably hold on to the 7 Ancients for the champion chase, which is where Ancients are better. So the first hurdle looks good. I think we can get this Tree Shield Knot. I don't think it's going to be an issue. We might as well pull this 1 soul. I know people will say, wait for the event. I don't really care on the free-to-play. I've got so many souls I'm waiting for. We'll probably be a 1-star. Hey, look, it's that Chevalier we just pulled. This account is cursed. So the best thing we got out of that was basically a Sky Touched. It's new. You know, I mean, I don't really know if we've got any use. We might as well put Buckethead in the vault. But Sky Touched is new. Worth keeping. I don't really know if we want to keep Canoness. I don't really see there's much use for a Canoness. What should you do? Like, decrease accuracy and leech. Ally protection on a single target. And a continuous heal AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. And a increase attack on a random ally. It's all a bit random. We'll keep hold of her. But we didn't get any of the new rares or voids, which is quite depressing, I guess. But we didn't actually pull any Ancients, right? So it is what it is. Right, let's head over to the main account and pull those shards to end out the video. So on the main account, actually, I don't have as much desire for any of the champions. Artifact Enhancement is still a problem for the main account. You can see I've got no silver at the moment. We're just doing all the daily little things. Have I done all my clan quests? Do you know what? I have not even done my clan quests. How terrible is that? I forgot this one doesn't work on Spider 10 hard. Luckily, we can probably just throw an Artak in for a couple of turns and get it done, so that's not really a problem. Probably need to pick up another clan quest here to get this done as well. But on the main account, obviously, shards are not a problem. We've got loads going on here. But I don't actually want to burn too many of them on this ×10 because they're ally protectors and they're very little use for me. So I was just pulling all my shards and I totally forgot to unpause the video recording. So pretty much all of the last thing that I was just talking about you have all missed. So we're going to give a bit of a summary, bit of a recording failure today. We are pulling for just the chase. I don't really think it's worth, even for my level of account, to push for this Ambassador Lethelin, right? The only reason why you would push for Ambassador Lethelin is if you want to keep him as a copy or if you wanted to save yourself some events. The champion itself is not that good because the Shadow Grove doesn't really need taunt as much as they try to make it a mechanic. Essentially, Enfeeble is a taunt. You enfeeble a target, the boss only targets Enfeeble. So as long as you keep Enfeeble on a single target, you've essentially created a taunt. So you don't really need the taunt buff. And secondly, I just don't think taunt is much useful anywhere else. So keeping him as a duplicate champion when all he does is taunt and a few other things, not really worth it. And the cost requirement to actually get him is not worth the saving of those 4 events. So I would just do the other 4 events and do it later. So, but we have got the Tree Shield Knot. In terms of the Sacreds, I pulled the Sacreds, and of course I got 4 Epics because it's not a ×2 or 1+1 or anything. It's pretty bad. It feels bad. I got a Frostbringer. Where are we here? We got a Frostbringer that brings no frost. We got a Jotun with 2 N's now, not 1 N. We got a Charney who is actually quite cool, but doesn't quite do it enough reliably. I mean, this is kind of cool. It's a bit weird. It's a bit of a weird kit. Kind of needs a bit of a rethink. I do like this passive, but I just don't think it has any relevancy to the rest of her kit. And we also picked up Dwedan the Runic. But again, the problem with Dwedan the Runic is Taunt is great for Clan Boss. You can target the stun, but this is on a 4-turn cooldown. So because it's not on a 3-turn cooldown, you can't line up his skills in a way to make this taunt reliable. So it's only a 1-turn cooldown. So you can't really set him up to basically extend where you want him to extend. This normally needs to be on a 3-turn cooldown for it to work. Any champion like Godseeker and Neri, Demitha, those types of champions, the extension is on a 3-turn cooldown. That's what makes it important. But he is a great shielder. He will probably be good in sort of faction wars as a protection champion, but he won't help you on the boss because the shield will help, but he has no ally protection, right? You have no reviver and you do need that. We're still hunting the legendary on the free-to-play, but we are going for Gnut, and we're in a good position for Gnut. I think the free-to-play is on at the moment for Gnut. I got to work hard. I can't miss anything. I can't skip a beat. The artifact enhancement is going to be brutal on all the accounts. I really think they need to do something about them. They're a bit too excessive, and they're almost back-to-back. You know, by the time you've done one event, you have no time to recover on the next event. It's back to back to back. It's just too much. It's a little bit too many. I think at max 2 artifact enhancements per fusion is where they should go if they're going to keep it at this 4,700 mark. There's so many artifacts you have to upgrade. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. I'm going to also be releasing a patch notes video today, hopefully, if I can get it all edited out as well. So we're going to go through all the details of the new update, and we're going to be talking about some few things, specifically like this new prism system. I'll talk about that. And yeah, we'll go from there. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep updated on the free-to-play. I will be doing a video next week on the free-to-play update, see where we are with Gnut. It's going to be a stressful 2 weeks for me. I'm playing 2 accounts. I'm working on developing stuff for the websites and updating the optimizer, and we're working on lots of new tools as well. So if I'm dead in 2 weeks, you know why. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, if you've liked this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more from us, do all those YouTubey things, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Those things really help support the channel. And keep an eye out for that patch notes video that is coming out later today. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.